Hey everyone, Bill here again. Back to making the E11 blaster holster. As you can see, I did put dye on all this, got it all done. It dried, got all the sides done. I had to go back and hit all the edges, clean those up a little bit. So it's ready to assemble most of this. We got to sew it up. There's a couple different options for that. But first, before we do that, we do need to put a snap on there. Snap goes in this hole. I used a hole punch already. You can see that. And punched the hole before I stained it. So hopefully got a little stain in there, but in all honesty, it ain't going to matter because the snap's going to cover up most of it anyhow. But I got that in there. So here's the two pieces of the snap. You can get these at fabric stores. You can get them hardware stores sometimes carry them. Even some of the larger big box stores, Menards, Home Depot, Lowe's, places like that and stuff might carry these. Possibly even Walmart. They might be limited, but they might have something similar like this in their craft section, or if you have one of the stores that does still carry the different materials and stuff, they may have these available. You do want to get the heavy duty ones though, stuff, because this is going to with leather and everything and stuff, you want that. So here's how these go in. Goes in like that. This goes on top. And that has to be spread open to hold that together. If you buy a small kit, they come with a little anvil and a little tap. You can use a hammer and do it manually, or they do make various punches out there as well, which is what I'm going to use. Line it up. And squeeze. There we go. One snap done. Got that on there. So that's ready to go. That'll make it a lot easier than trying to do it after the fact. So we got that on there. Now I'm going to go and get this sewn real quick. Okay, here it is. Got it all sewed up. As you can see, that should be the E11 holster blaster. Well, you can see that there on the edge, but that's where I sewed it. Now I used a machine. I don't know if a standard is, a regular sewing machine like you may have at home, if that would actually be able to go through leather. I used an upholstery sewing machine, so that definitely wasn't an issue. Now if you don't have that and you don't have access to that or something, there are other ways to sew that together. You can do it by hand. There's a little tool, looks like a small little fork sort of tool. It has three little prongs on it. They're actually hollow. You can use that and go along down the side here, use a hammer and punch the holes out. And then you can take a needle and leather thread. Again, wherever you buy your leather, you can get these supplies. You can go through and by hand loop it through and sew it that way. That is an option. Now on a machine, you do have a back stitch to kind of lock that into place, both top and bottom. When you're doing that by hand, start about the same spot. Come up, 3/4 of an inch, an inch. Start there, go down first, and then come back, work your way all the way up, all along. Coming all the way up here, stuff and get to the top, then go back down, 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, whatever you did at the beginning, do that again, and that will lock your stitches into place. That way, when you're pulling on this and stuff, you have your blaster in there, which will have some weight on it and stuff. It won't start unraveling and come apart. So that is that. The strap itself, I'm waiting on until I get my blaster because I want to make sure that it will fit my blaster, since I am building one of a real Sterling parts kit. I want to make sure it's going to fit correctly. So we're going to wait until I get that built, test fit it, and then we're going to adjust our strap accordingly. We still got our little tabs here we got to attach with rivets, and that goes up to our Stormtrooper ammo belt. More on that in a bit.